And now, here are your hosts, the Schnitzel Boys.
Anyway, I would love to maybe touch on MLS real quick before we leave. Is that okay?
The playoffs are upon us, coming at the worst.
Before the playoffs, I just want to play this.
Oh.
You guys all need to listen a little differently than maybe you have in the past, and hopefully that you're going to be incredibly exact with what I'm saying in what you write, okay? Congratulations to Salt Lake, but what is incredibly disappointing, what is of every single person that is associated to our club and to all the clubs that are competing, because this result affects them as well. And so Salt Lake gets in, LA gets knocked out. LA is now sitting on the outside because of the call as well. And that is incredibly unprofessional. The fact that you have VAR, the fact that you have replays, the fact that you sit upstairs and you look at replays and you have all the time in the world to make that decision. He could have went a couple times because the ball didn't even go out of bounds. He could have blew the whistle at any time, but VAR not coming back and talking about a clear and obvious mistake, that's not a handball. If that is the case, if that's what they believe, then, and I'm never one to ever ask for anybody's job or anything, then I would say that all of those guys are not able to referee, to look at VAR, to do whatever at this level. It has impacted everything. It is the black mark on this league. It is an example of why we lose so many people to watch this game year in and year out, game in and game out, because we do not get it right. It's what I appreciate about the NFL.
All right, I think it was just a segment. Was it? He goes on like that it's a 16-minute tirade.
Wow.
I just couldn't play all 60 minutes.
Burn it all down, he says.
He talks about the travesty.
Burn it all down.
So that right there is Peter Vermes talking about the missed handball call by one Ted Unkel, a referee that us New York Red Bulls fans despise because he's always quick for a red card.
And
Peter Vermes he's a terrible ref. And Peter Vermes just goes out and says, I'm not one to get people fired, but that guy should never referee in MLS ever again. So he's pulling shots. And he's right, by the way. It was a big handball call last week, blown, and if called, could have been an equalizer, and LA Galaxy could have been in the playoffs. And essentially, it was a blown call that futzed around with this whole playoff nonsense in the first place. So I just wanted to play that off. Peter Vermes was fined today because he's not allowed to. The league, like North Korea, you're not allowed to speak badly against it, no matter how imperfect it is, Pro released a statement apologizing, saying that, our bad or whatever, which is nice of them to do. But at the end of the day, what's the deal? Like, you've got cameras, you've got the VAR ref. Like, why are you missing calls like that? Come on now.
If you're
like Peter Vermes,
if you're the LA Galaxy, you got to be upset. If this is costing you your playoff spot, it's pretty upsetting. I mean,
I would sue the referee in court. I think that would be hilarious. It's about
there's got to be some kind of legal protection that they have against that kind of thing. I don't think that would happen. No. But
I would sue him in court. I would sue Ted Unkel in court personally. I would say the playoffs cost us an extra $1 million in revenue. You owe us $1 million.
I mean, I think there's two sides to, like, people complain about the referees everywhere you go, in any country, any league, and so
but
that's
they're particularly bad here. I know, but they're particularly bad here. In Brazil, which I invoke constantly, a bunch of dudes ran on the field at a Grêmio match and ripped the VAR machine apart. They kicked it over because VAR recalled a goal, and they ran on the field, kicked the machine over, threw it aside, and just fucking bashed it with some beer. And I'm just like, I love that kind of passion. So yeah, there's bad refereeing everywhere. But they could get better. MLS refs have been the same crappy refs they've been for years. You're telling me there's no better generation of refs somewhere? coming up? Why does it have to be the same crusty 5 failures over and over again?
I think there's a range, actually. There's some, I think some are better than others. I think they're getting younger. There are some younger ones that are good. But yeah, Ted Unkel, Alan Chapman.
Ted Unkel's got to go.
Alan Chapman,
right.
Ted Unkel.
They can go.
You know,
Mike
Kelly. The guy who was the guy who called 8 minutes of stoppage time in the Hudson River Derby. That was insanity. Yeah, no, I mean,
the Irish guy is good. The guy who used to run it and became a ref, Mike Kelly or whatever his name is. I forgot his name. There are some good refs in there. Howard Webb is a very good ref, so for him to run the whole pro ref is a good thing. Yeah, run pro.
Professional
and Howard
referees.
Webb. You know who's a better ref is Howard Webb's wife is a better ref. You know who Howard Webb's wife is?
No, I was going to say that about.
The German ref, the German female ref.
Oh, interesting. BB.
I forgot her name. BB.
Oh,
Newirth.
Yeah. Okay.
I forgot her name.
Ted Unkel's wife, Christina, also is a good ref of her own right.
Oh, really?
So
who's Ted Unkel's wife?
Christina Unkel. She was during the Women's World Cup. She was hired as a consultant for Fox, and so she was commenting on referee decisions, and I enjoyed her. I thought she was.
Who's your uncle?
I liked her more than her husband. Anyway,
her husband. Yeah, more lady refs. By the way, I'm a big fan of that. There was a lady ref at one of the MLS games. I think men probably behave a little better. Hopefully,
I think I would take Christina over Ted any day.
Any
as
day.
a ref.